inadequate number of qualified teachers, as well as subject officers in examination bodies for the newly introduced trade and entrepreneurship subjects. Ineffective supervision and inspection of schools continue to hinder quality assurance. Conflict between the public policy in education at the federal and the implementation level of state level as regards to secondary school, as regards to secondary education. Reluctance of states and local government to cascade federal government sponsored training and retraining sessions, claiming that it is the sole responsibility of the federal government. Ineffective curriculum implementation at state level, essentially arising from their inability to sponsor teachers for training and induction sessions organized by relevant federal government agencies such as NTI, NERDC, and NEPA. Way forward. Government at all levels should create an enabling environment for private sector. The concurrent list in the Constitution, states and local governments should make adequate budgetary provisions for cascading training and retraining sessions. Government at all levels should not only establish school supervision and inspection institutional arrangements for effective quality assurance, but also provide the much needed material and financial resources for its sustenance. Tertiary education. There have been agitation with regard to poor infrastructural facilities, inadequate remunerations to reward to personnel in the public tertiary institutions, resulting to incidental industrial actions, which have affected the programs and the type of graduates that these institutions produce for the Nigerian labor market. To address these anomalies and towards the position tertiary education in Nigeria, the federal government in various education sector development strategies evolved turnaround strategies to bring about high-performing institutions that produce graduates who will not only be prepared for the world of work, but also equipped to meet the needs of the society in general. To achieve this, the federal government has made and is still making huge investments in the subsector through various intervention programs. Federal government investment in tertiary education. Federal government invested a total sum of 522 billion, 206 million, 727,294 naira, 11 kobo within the period 2009 to 2013 in the areas of project development, academic staff training and development, library development, and other high-impact projects in tertiary education through TED Fund, as shown in tables 8A to C. Out of this amount, 456 billion, 559 million, 693,398 naira, 18 kobo was assessed, while 65 billion, 647 million, 33,895 naira, 93 kobo has not been assessed. In addition to the funds released through TED Fund, a total sum of 94 billion, 129 million, 527,348 naira only was released to federal universities through the NUC for capital, direct teaching, and laboratory costs, and teaching and research equipment as shown in Table 9. Under the Stable World Bank assisted project, a sum of $10 million was sent on Nigerian Research and Education Network, through which collaborative research and teaching can take place concurrently across 27 federal universities, as well as the NUC and Committee of Vice Chancellor Secretaries, as shown in Table 10. Similarly, a labor market observatory was established at the NUC, through which a study was conducted in the manufacturing sector to gauge the performance of Nigerian graduates produced for that sector. This is to assist NUC in curriculum review and determination of carrying capacity. The Presidential Special Scholarship Scheme for Innovation and Development, PRESID, was instituted in early 2012 as part of federal government efforts to achieve the goals of Vision 2020 and the transformation agenda through PRESID. The federal government is currently developing a critical mass of professionals who will serve as catalysts of change and agents of scientific and technological advancement, as well as sustainable economic development. This is being achieved through the sponsorship of outstanding students with first-class honors for postgraduate studies in the top 25 universities in the world. In the main edition, which commenced during the 2012-2013 academic session, 101 scholars were awarded scholarships, out of which 84 have commenced their studies at various universities around the world. The federal government has invested the sum of 1,692,203,021 naira 60 kobo for the sponsorship of the scholars for masters and PhD in the top 25 universities in the world. For the second edition, that is 2013 to 2014 academic section, another set of 100 scholars are expected to benefit from the scheme. The federal government is expected to equally spend another 1,692,203,021 naira 60 kobo on the scheme in the second edition. The World Bank Assistance Centers of Excellence project is a special initiative to assist universities in Central and West African sub-regions to engage in research in various areas of need. Nigeria won 10 out of the 18 slots. Table 11 shows the list of the benefiting Nigerian universities. Each university is going to receive $10 million US. Investment in public examination as regards to tertiary education. Government has made concerted efforts at ensuring the availability of the e-platform to ensure conformity with world standards through the establishment of computer-based test development centers for the conduct of exams by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board. Table 12 shows the federal government's investments in these areas. A total of 186,962,088 naira only was expended in executing these projects. Performance against this investment. At least one federal university has been established in each state of the federation, which increased the total number of universities, including state and private universities, from 101 in 2009 to 129 in 2013. Student enrollment has consequently increased. A total of 840,166 students were enrolled in 2009, and by 2012, the number has gone up to 987,911, representing an increase of 17.6% in enrollment. In the year 2009, 244 or 48% of programs have full accreditation status. Of the program accredited have full accreditation status by the National University Commission. What are the key challenges in this area? The following challenges are the key challenges that keep recurring in the tertiary education. The gap between the extant programs of tertiary institutions and the requirements in the world of work. A plentiful academic calendar in tertiary institutions occasioned by industrial strike actions by staff unions. Some tertiary institutions have not been able to fully access the funds allocated to them through TED Fund due to their inability to meet the laden conditionalities. TED Fund, on its own part, does not have all the human resources required to effectively monitor the projects being executed in the institutions. Conflicts between the public policy in education at the federal and implementation at the first tertiary education. The post-UTME was intended to be a screening exercise to complement the UTME, whereas some universities continue to insist on conducting their own entrance examination. The universities claim autonomy when it comes to certain aspects, such as appointment of vice chancellors, whereas they are reluctant to implement full autonomy in the areas of funding and remuneration. Colleges of education often resist the distortion of their traditional programs in line with expectations of pre-service NC teachers for primary and junior secondary schools. This has resulted in some states even calling for the reinstatement of the old grade 2 teacher training programs. The present disparity in remuneration, placement, and job mobility between polytechnic and university graduates brings a lot of conflict in the job market. The way forward. There is need to close the existing gaps between the extant programs of the universities and the requirements in the industry by establishing closer relationships as well as forming synergies and partnerships in addressing the issues involved. The epileptic academic calendar in public tertiary institutions occasioned by industrial action by staff unions needs to be stabilized. The original intention for which post-UTME was set up should be strictly adhered to by all stakeholders. The spirit and ideas of university autonomy as parties in other claims should be adhered to by all stakeholders. The tertiary institutions should strengthen their capacity to be able to meet up with the conditionalities laid down for assessing funds from TED Fund. In addition to strengthening their internal capacity for monitoring of projects, TED Fund should also explore the expansion of the use of qualified external consultants. In conclusion, sir, this paper has provided the extent of federal government's investment across basic, senior secondary, and tertiary levels of education. It has also analyzed the performance trends against the backdrops of this investment. In doing this, attention was drawn to some indices of conflict that exist between public policies in education at the federal level and the implementation trends at the state and local levels. Key challenges and way forward were also articulated. All what has been discussed is aimed at creating a citizenry that will serve as active players in the education of the 21st century. Such educational exposure will require a blend of qualitative and innovative teachers, willing learners, adequate infrastructure, new and affordable technologies, supportive policies, innovative and skill-based curriculum, as well as technology-rich learning environment that is controlled by learners, provides opportunities for learners to grow into new roles and responsibilities, inspires learners, that is flexible and adaptable, and that also provides learners and teachers with access to tools they require to be successful, and is safe and inclusive. The ultimate aim is to develop global citizens that can effectively interact with others across barriers of culture and language in the effort to actualize the transformation agenda of the President, as well as the Vision 2022 dream of the nation. Thank you and God bless.